Well, good evening. Howdy, y'all. Got my camera kind of out of whack there.
Hey, y'all.
There's
I
Pat.
gotta do it. Mama's. I forgot.
Yeah, go get Mama where she can. Mama likes to watch us. Say, hey, Mama. Raise your hand. There's Mama. She likes to watch us on the big screen TV while we're doing our live thing. Hey, everybody. Let's see here. Got to get my Facebook feed going. Patty mans the YouTube feed. Hey, Catherine. Hey, Melody. Melody Bertoli. Catherine Zumwalt. Hey, Sherry. All right. Let's see here. Well, we got a lot of photos. Man, some of which I didn't even. I haven't even fixed yet. I've been having, this is weeks in a row now, I've had gremlins in my system, something like that. Hey, Cam. Oh, thanks, Nunda. Nunda said, hey, Cameron, love this channel. Cameron, I think, has got something coming out in the morning, I believe. So, yeah, we kind of live vicariously. You know, it's funny, lots of people tell us they live vicariously through us. And to a certain extent, we live a little vicariously through Cameron.
Yep, that's right.
Up there in the Pacific Northwest with the beautiful scenery.
Except I'm going to come up there one day, or go up there one day, and
Man your station.
I was trying to talk.
Go ahead. I meant get ready.
Anyway, I want to go up there one day, and I want him to bring me all around to where he's posting all these videos and pictures from, because it's so gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh.
How's the sound? It looks like.
Hey, Junior.
I'm gonna click something so you may hear a big click. Now, let's see.
Now it's not even going up much.
Yeah, it's not even going up as much as it did, huh? So let me click it back. Excuse me if there's a click.
Hey, everybody. Got a lot of y'all on here.
Hello, hello, hello. All right, we'll just leave it at that. See,
I want to remind y'all, as we're getting started and everything, you know, if you have a comment or a question directly to us, please put it in all caps. It helps so much to be able to scroll through and look for the caps. And if you type something and forget it, just retype it if we miss it, because it's really, really hard to. Because conversations get started going about different stuff and all, so it's hard to pick out what's directed to us. So, and
if we make it all the way to the end of the show and you've typed your question a couple times and we still hadn't answered it, we just don't want to answer. No, chances are we just missed it. Yeah. So I always tell people, I want to always remind people that if you've got an important comment or question and we miss it during a live chat, please forgive us. And please, once the video posts on the channel after the live show, go back and put it in a comment. Yeah. I'm actually kind of falling behind on the comments because I don't get much help.
I've been baking.
Yeah, Patty's been busy, but I've kind of fallen behind. But what I was going to say is we really try to at least acknowledge every comment on our videos. So, and
usually every night after the show, we'll go and scroll back through, see different things y'all have talked about and different things you said, and it never fails. We always see that we've missed something.
Always.
You know, so we don't mean to do that. So anyway, but good news, our garden is the corn was a total loss.
Wait, you need to tell them what you're talking about. Because there may be somebody that don't even have any idea.
Just in case you missed it, the goats got in the garden last week, and they did lots of damage. Ate up the snap beans, the okra, ate all of our corn. We had Danny corn growing, looked beautiful. Sunflowers were looking great. But we've been watching it, and we're going to have some funny looking snap beans because we have little plants at the bottom, these skinny little vines going up, and a few leaves on top.
Why don't I show them?
Yeah, show them. But good news is that they're still green. There's some dead up at the top, but most of it's still alive, and there's flowers. So we're going to get some snap beans. I planned on having some to sell for the market. That probably won't happen. I do have a lady that she's bought from me before, and she's already asked, twice?
Several times.
Yeah.
She started asking months ago.
Yeah, because usually I do get my snap beans in fairly early, and she knows I sell them at the market. But I think she's actually the one that's come out here and gotten them from me before. But anyway, so she's on the top of my list if I do have any extra. So.
And just for a frame of reference.
And she saw it. Yeah, show them that other picture.
Just for a frame of reference, this is what they looked like before the goats got in there.
Yeah.
And they would have been completely bushed and probably would have had beans.
Yeah, I would have already picked beans now.
So
James had told me that it's usually about 2 weeks and you have beans after the flowers come out.
I had pictures talking about my technical difficulties. I had the photos that we showed immediately following the damage. I had them loaded, but somehow they went away. But there's what they looked like then before it happened, and this is what they look like now.
They had a haircut.
And yes, Tim Beverly, the goats are still alive. It's not their fault. They're just doing what goats do. So.
Hey, Naples Cajun, I'm glad you're here. And hey, Sherry and Grandma Rose, I see y'all popping in.
Naples Cajun, you make anything special with the dip mixes?
Oh, yeah. Got some dip mixes.
No, Deep South Texas. I did not see you. We were mentioned on the YouTube Creator Insider video. I got notification that video, that they had put out a video, but make sure you're clarifying that for me. Are you?
I didn't know what you was talking about, so I showed Tommy. I'm like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, are you saying that we were mentioned in that? Curious to know.
But anyway, I guess Sherry's probably been doing what I did today for the last few weeks now, because her market started before mine. And so, and Sherry, I did see that somebody had asked you if y'all had quit coming to go into one of your markets, and y'all kind of quit right now until it picks up and everything. That's I don't know if a lot of y'all realize it, but here down south, what I know, we've talked about how cool the weather's been and everything. It's really affecting. Well, it's not cool anymore. I'm actually sweating sitting here, but we've had a very cool spring, a longer spring than normal, and it's been wonderful, but it's affected our growing season. And so we have the farmers market starting tomorrow, and I've encouraged everybody that I've talked to one-on-one to come as early as you possibly can, because there's not going to be as many, the vegetables will not be as plentiful. But the good news is that I found out this afternoon we will have ripe tomatoes at the market, so I'm very excited about that.
And face it, that's what people are coming to the first market looking for, right?
Yes, tomatoes. And I'm first on the list. Before I set my booth up, if the tomatoes get there, I will stop and go get my tomatoes. I always do that because I know how wiped out they'll be.
I can't remember who it was, Patty, but I think it was either last year or year before. And somebody came, there was one guy there that had tons of tomatoes.
Bobby.
And within Mr. Bobby?
No, not that Bobby. Bobby Riggs.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And he was wiped out by what, 10 o'clock or even before?
Oh no! I actually went over there and helped him as he would take trays of tomatoes out. They were just grabbing them up. I was going to his truck and helping him get the tomatoes out because they were just like
it was
just
unbelievable. I forgot
up.
How many tomatoes he sold that day, but it was it was absurd.
I want to say like 250 pounds. I mean, it was a bunch of tomatoes.
Yeah, I think that sounds right.
But he
like
was
250
and
pounds.
so that's always been my goal, is to be the first one at the market with tomatoes. But it's never happened. But I can still, with the way we're doing things, it would not be that big of a deal to make a low tunnel for me to plant tomatoes early. And to cover like both rows, or we could even cover the tomatoes and the snap beans or something like that. And
over the cattle panels?
Yeah, it would have to go over the cattle panels. So anyway, that's what I would like to do one day. But those are quite a couple
questions. It'd be a lot easier
questions.
to do when we box it in.
Yeah, you're right, it would be. Terry asked she said she's working on a project, so I'm excited about that. I'm curious to see what that's going to be. She says, what is my two favorite colors? I am a blue person. I like blue. I like this color blue. Navy, not so much because it's so dark, but I mean, I'm still good with navy.
I think that's kind of a royal.
I like,
right?
yeah. Well, this is a little bit lighter than royal blue, I think, but I like royal blue. Is about my favorite. I love turquoise. Tell me if you need an opposite color of blue. I mean, not in the blue family. Anything in the blue family I would love. So
my two favorite colors are purple and gold.
Yeah, that's what
Actually,
color he bleeds.
It's canary yellow. I don't know why. The actual LSU, what they call gold, the actual like hexadecimal whatever, it's canary yellow. But
C. Dean says
not that you asked.
That a girlfriend in Texas loved the starter that from us that they sent them. Did that make sense?
Yeah, girlfriend in Texas loved our starter that they sent them.
Great.
That's great.
I'm so
Thank
glad.
you. That's
Thank
very cool.
you.
Nice.
Yep. And Deep South Texas says, yes, came up in my Creator Studios. Yes, about a letter you sent on notifications.
Huh.
So.
Interesting. I'll have to go look that up because I've got it in my email inbox. I like to watch those because, and look, I don't know, I may rub some people the wrong way when I say this, but I think YouTube is doing the best they can. You know, I think, I don't know if that's the case, but I'm not anti-YouTube. I have some issues about the political correctness things, you know, and some of the, I don't know, perhaps discriminatory policies, but talking about the notifications and all that kind of stuff, I think, and the demonetization, and generally speaking, I've said this before on this channel, I think it's incumbent upon them to get it right. I think it benefits them to get it right. So that's curious. I'll have to go remind me to when we get through to go check that video out.
All right, I'll tell you. I'll remind you. And Sherry said that they are 2 weeks behind last year on their market that started in April. So that's about how we are too.
Yeah,
that's what
about
when
right.
I talked with some of the guys last night. That's going to be bringing stuff to the market. That they said in a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, they would be back on track. I mean, some people lost stuff because of the frost. My stuff got bitten back, and of course, the goats really affected. I could have brought, and I would have, even though I would have still been canning the beans for us and picking okra for us, because the market's so light with vegetables, I would have brought that just this first week.
Speaking of okra,
so.
Our initial thought was that the goats wiped the okra out like they wiped out the little patch of Danny corn. Mm-hmm. Again, I don't have a photo of it. Let's see, I may have
a photo of it. What?
A photo of it prior. Is that it?
Yeah.
This is what it looked like before the goats got in there, so you can see. And we actually had a little bitty okra, didn't we?
Yeah.
We had a little bitty okra that was ready, and this is it today. Different angle. I didn't realize that. So look at that.
Now it's got a lot of weeds growing up in it too. That the shade from the okra would have helped that.
I plan on hitting the weeds hard this weekend.
Yeah.
But my point is, you can see there, a good bit of it is coming back.
Yeah.
It wasn't killed.
And I'm going to tell you, I noticed. I had already noticed about our okra. The cowhorn okra that we used to plant. That's all I used to plant. That's the only okra I planted. It did not. I would have some stalks of it branch out from the sides, but typically it did not do that. And I guess some okra varieties are more prone to do that than others. And I've wanted to have one that branched out. And if you remember last year, I planted 3 different varieties, and Green Velvet, which was what I planted this year, is one of those varieties. And why I picked it is because I like the okra, and also it branched out. And when it does that, you get more okra. So I had noticed that it had already started doing that. So we really don't have to have that middle piece. It goes out from the side.
Good choice, honey.
And another thing I was thinking about earlier today is that, some of the stuff that the goats ate, if they would have nipped, like how they nipped the tops out of the peas, and they nipped some of the peppers, some of the eggplant, the okra, had they nipped the tomatoes like that, tomatoes grow from the top, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, I think it would have just totally decimated my tomato crop.
As far as we know, they didn't touch the tomatoes.
I've went through it twice now, putting the little plastic things on it, the little clips, and I have not seen one place where they nipped the okra.
And I've got photos of the...
and Terry says she's got you covered, Tommy. And everybody's like, yeah, they're not surprised at what your favorite colors are.
So I took pictures of everything. There's some of the peas that the goats really hit hard, and but you know, the peas look great. Look at those 2 boxes of peas right there.
They've really come back out. And then there's one box that doesn't look as good.
That you were looking away.
Oh, okay.
This one right here, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's looking better.
It's looking better.
It's looking better, but
the melons. Look how far the melons. We might need to rethink that. I wonder if that could be grown on a cattle paddle.
It can.
Would it go up?
It can. Those can. That's one reason I picked that variety. It's an American melon, but they needed to be put out, and that was one of the things I planted right before we left. So
got some spaghetti squash is growing good, and also
squash.
I don't know if I got the photo. Oh, here's what I was going to show you. That we got these were the free tomatoes, right? The free plants, I think you got.
Yeah, yeah.
So we got nice little clusters, and there's actually a pink one on the other side of those that I forgot to get.
Oh, good.
And you probably can't tell from the. I know you can't. You can't really tell from this photo. That's her dill box that just was. It just was teeming with dill.
Yes.
And boy, wouldn't the milk taste weird from all that dill they ate.
Oh yeah.
But
oh yeah, boy, that would taste to be some.
You can't tell from this picture, but there's a good bit of dill that is growing back. I had a picture. Oh, here it is, right here. See the little cucumbers?
Oh, look.
There's a pair of cucumbers kind of just north of the middle of that picture. One there, one there.
Yeah, almost in the middle.
Yeah, almost in the middle. Just. Yeah,
oh, nice. I hadn't seen those.
And look at this, y'all. Look at the grapes.
You gotta look close. That's almost in the middle, but a little up.
Yeah, so if you look closely, you can see some. There's a little cluster at the bottom of the picture, just to the right of the center, and 2 clusters.
Oh, yeah, there's one at the very bottom right there.
But they're growing, and the goats apparently missed those.
Grandma Rose
couldn't reach them, I guess.
Grandma Rose said, did we see her video about why plants branch out when you pinch them back? I have not seen that video, but I will go watch that.
We need to go see that.
Yeah, that would be, I would like to see that, because actually we sold our boat. Our friend that was here, he was here yesterday, and we were talking, was it yesterday? Yeah. And he was saying that there's an old man farmer that he was friends with his son or his grandson, and every year he took his bush hogs and bush hogged the top of the peas off. And then and one year the bush hog was broke or something, and he had him go in there with the weed eater and take the tops off, and it said that they made more peas. So I don't know, and he don't remember if that was like after he had picked them one time to make them regrow. I don't know.
I thought he did.
Anyway,
I thought he said it was after they had been picked.
No, he said he wasn't sure.
Oh, okay.
He said he wasn't sure. Excuse me, let me go turn the beeper
off. Yeah, I got a couple from Facebook here. Bunny Wickham said their market opening day was May the 5th, and they sold lettuces, radishes, and other spring offerings, but had to explain to customers that in their growing zone, which is 6B, they don't have red tomatoes in early May.
Yeah. Well, see, our market, they're really used to that. But I forgot. I don't know what I was going to say. I heard something about what you just said.
That their market was May 5th, and they had the spring offerings.
Yeah. Our farmers don't really grow a lot of stuff. The cooler weather stuff. I'm the only one that grows lettuce, and I honestly didn't plant enough to bring to market. I've only picked it.
Yeah, we scaled back this year.
Yeah.
With 120 tomato plants.
But I didn't plant as much lettuce.
No, it's
But
true.
anyway, I've only picked our lettuce one time. I think it was too hot when I got it out there. But I did have radishes, and they really were ripe before too early. Plus, when the goats got them, they pulled them all the way up. So there's still a few out there.
There's still a few. I saw some today when I was taking
I need to
pictures.
go look and see if there's any smaller ones that I could bring.
I was telling Patty too, with all that rain we had, another thing I noticed when I went out there to take pictures today was that we got to water tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the rain we had, and y'all, he was mowing the grass and producing these big, huge dust clouds, and no, he did not wear his mask, and he's not going to complain if he gets allergies.
You should have seen the dust in my beard.
It was huge. It was huge
when
dust
I took
clouds.
a shower. I told Patty I had to wash it like 3 times. And the first time
I hope you washed your hair 3 times too, because that much dust was in your hair.
I did. And the first time I got through, when I put the soap bar back on the shower ledge, dirt. I was like, "Go, look at that!" So beards catch dust good.
Yeah. And Kim Farmer said that she's had birds take her tomatoes almost to the ground, and they came back and but they were small when it happened. So
Well,
that's
they didn't touch the
interesting.
tomatoes. Hey, cousin Stephanie. Hey, cousin Stephanie has a question. So they're not able to. They're not going to be able to do a freezer. So she was thinking about canning peas, butter beans, and so forth. She's never done that. She's only canned string beans and tomatoes. Any problems canning peas, butter beans, and such?
No, there's no problem. Look who's here!
Hey.
Surprise!
Camera's up here.
Hey.
Where you been?
Swimming.
Swimming?
Tomorrow I'm gonna go back swimming with my papa.
Oh, are you?
Not tomorrow. Oh, okay. Are you? Yay, okay. Go get a shirt on.
Anyway, no, about the canning there's no problem with doing that. In fact, I mean, that's better than freezing, because then if you do have power outages or whatever, you don't have to worry about your stuff, losing your stuff out of the freezers. But,
Find you a ball book.
yeah, get you a ball book, and you'll need a pressure canner. Of course, you probably know that if you've done green beans. But, you know, in the times, that's the only thing that's a pain about it, is the time that you have to stay in the kitchen watching your pressure pot to make sure it does like it's supposed to do. But, you know, that's no big deal.
No, those are good goats, Tim. He said 120 tomato plants and the goats didn't eat any.
Well, he jumped over there to Facebook and said it too, because I didn't answer you. That's what you're going to do, Tim, if I don't say it?
Actually, it's kind of funny. I think they were going to make their way to it. In fact, the squash were next. It's like where they got into the garden, they went to the farthest point from where they entered. You know, they probably did the dill first. They went to the other end of the garden and were working their way back to where they would get out. And so they just hadn't, although they did skip the tomatoes to go to the snap beans. But
I know that tomatoes are supposed to be poisonous to them. And so, you know, there was so much other stuff to eat, that's probably why they skipped them. They would have eventually eaten them, probably.
Yeah, as a general rule, don't take this to the bank, but as a general rule, goats will avoid things that are harmful to them if they have plenty of other options. It's not always the case. Every now and then we'll find one, even in the midst of, you know, everything growing, we'll find a goat that's gotten a hold of something. You know,
Yeah.
but as a
But
general
typically they
rule,
know.
they will, and this is a good example. They skipped the tomatoes and went to the snap beans. Now, you know, I'm almost certain had they eaten everything else in the garden, they probably would have. You want to climb up here and sit on my lap?
Sure.
They probably would have eaten the tomatoes, but they didn't. So, hey, Christy. Christy Shepherd.
Hey, Christy. Angie Speck said that her mom's canned green beans ruined her for the store-bought stuff. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
And that's why I was very upset about my green beans, and I want to have my green beans because I counted, I think I have 14 jars right now. Hey, babe.
Hey, Annie. Tell everybody, hey, Annie.
Hey. Hey, Annie.
Remember,
And
Tomas,
everybody's
the
telling
camera's up
you,
here.
Tomas, everybody's telling you hello.
Oh, hello.
Because you told them hello. And everybody's saying hello to you.
Tomas
has been swimming with Annie, so she brought him swimming today.
Tomas has had a week. He's been such a good helper.
Yes.
Let's see here. We did some cleaning out in the back. Oh, I need to let me do some stuff here. Where is the? Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Let me come back here. So I'm missing.
Where's that picture that I had sent you?
I don't see.
Right there is the one I sent you, I think.
No, that's him feeding the chickens.
Oh.
But I don't see the thing where I can tell this. I don't want it to. Oh, that's what I need to do right
He's having
there.
technical stuff.
No, it's not. That's him feeding the chickens.
Oh, yeah.
But I wanted to. I didn't want it to. Hang on, guys. Bear with me.
These two are my favorite.
All right, hang on a second. All right, now let me recoup.
I don't know what he's doing.
Well, used to I could mute that. There was a little mute button here, but there's not a mute button anymore.
Oh.
So what I was trying to tell you is
Oh, there's Tomas being a helper.
Yeah, we were cleaning out. You see all that grass right there? And we were feeding the goats. And Patty's always said that the area back behind this house just looks like a park if it was cleaned up a little bit. And so Tomas's excellent help has enabled us to make it look like this now.
I did not know that's what I helped to make like all of that clean.
Yeah,
you did.
Oh, and you see the hammock right there? Me and Papa set that up.
Yeah, we set that up. And of course, we're not finished. All that grass you see down there, and that's not bare dirt that you're seeing where the grass used to be. It kind of looks like it probably on the video, but it's leaves. You know, it's all, you know, all that ground is still covered, and it's very park-like. And so Tomas helped to make that happen. So thank you very much for your excellent help, Tomas.
I want to go back to talking about the plants and everything. Just in case somebody missed it on the comments, Grandma Rose said all you need is one leaf left and the plant will come back. There's always a bud at a joint of a leaf and stem. Seemed like I have heard that before.
Well, that makes sense based on what we've seen.
But I didn't remember it. Yeah,
you know, based on what we've seen out there.
And everybody is saying what a great helper you are and a good job. You remember Miss Nunda when we went to Deep South? You sat at the table with her? She's watching. You want to say hey to her?
Hey.
You gotta look up here to say hey.
Hey.
And Miss Nunda has a question for you.
What?
It is, what is your favorite vegetable to grow in the garden?
That would be...
You have to think. Tommy, don't tell him the answer.
Green beans is, but my second is okra, but it has to be fried.
But it has to be fried, okay.
Yeah. A green bean, he could eat a 5-gallon bucket of green beans.
Yes, he will just eat green beans. That's
but
it.
I have a surprise for y'all, but it's coming like in a few days.
Oh, yeah?
What is it?
I can't tell y'all.
Oh,
It's
it
for
wouldn't
me
be a
too?
surprise then.
It's for like all of us.
Like the YouTube people or
It's for like
me
the
and Papa?
farm.
For the farm, okay.
Oh.
Wow, did you order something on Amazon or something?
No,
Better check the statement.
Yeah.
it's not. It's not.
Oh, okay, okay.
We're gonna like bring it.
Oh.
Okay, who? You and Papa?
No, me and Annie.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe just Annie.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I may have guessed.
Yeah, me
Somebody
too.
may be in trouble.
Yeah.
All right. So
Anyway,
let's see. Tomas has had some other adventures this week. He has been, you know, we've had coyote problems.
yes.
So Tomas has been on the job.
Yep.
And deer hunting.
Oh, you've been deer hunting? I thought you were just coyote hunting.
I was deer hunting and playing in the army and coyote hunting. And
Oh, all
that.
at the same time, huh? With his his brand new double barrel shotgun. There he is. He's off on the hunt.
Wait, that's a double barrel shotgun?
Yeah. And he loves to help feed the chickens.
Oh, yes, I do.
And so there's Tomas feeding the chickens for me. He kept them occupied while I was getting the eggs. And he's such a great helper, and he loves it at the farm, and he's getting to spend like a whole week at the farm.
And remember,
Look up here when you talk.
remember, you tried to get the Polaris in the gate, and I threw feed to the chickens to
That's
get
right.
them distracted?
Yeah, the chickens have learned, so when I drive the Polaris up to the gate into the chicken yard, they all bum rush the gate because they know I've got the goods, and because I go through there to feed the pigs and the cow and the goat on the concrete pad where their watering facility is. So the chickens, you know, so I normally have to throw feed out away from the gate so the chickens get distracted so I can go in without them escaping. And Tomas brilliantly executed the plan and carried a can of feed, walking down the fence, throwing feed.
They followed you?
They followed Tomas, so I was able to cruise right in with no escapees.
But, if we didn't tell you, my big tooth is coming in.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Open wide. Look at there. Tilt your head up. Man, you can't even hardly tell that you missed a tooth.
I know. It's there. It's growing back. Oh, goodness.
Let's see. Man, I had so many pictures. Oh,
yeah. I made an order about a week ago, and I ordered some. Now I'm wanted to call it asparagus. It's artichokes.
Artichokes.
And I've got to go back and look at my order. I thought I ordered 4 plants, but I got 8 in, and I actually haven't looked at them today. They look so pitiful when they came in, but they're green. Just squat down that way. Squat down that way. And they were green, and so I've planted them, and so I'm hopes that they'll have some that survive, because I thought that would
I got to tell you, that was the worst job of packaging plants that I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was bad. I thought I was going to take a picture and show them, but put it on there. I did take a picture.
I mean, they basically were in these pots in a box.
No, not in these pots. I repotted them.
Oh, those are not the original pots, but they were in similar little pots.
I had 2 little 4-packs of them with freezer tape.
Just in a box.
Yeah, in a box with some peanuts.
those packing peanuts. It was
But
horrible.
you know, maybe they're hardy or something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. Well, looking at that picture, they look a lot better right there than they did coming right out of that
that was
box.
right after I replanted them too.
Yeah,
so
we should have went and took a picture.
I can go get them
before the show.
But talking about the farmers market, I'm doing a couple of new things. I'm bringing my queen loaf to the farmers market. I've never brought it to the farmers market before, and I'm also making some. I always bring egg custard, and I'm bringing some mini egg custards. So I was looking to see if I could see the queen loaf. Got my here is my little mini egg custard.
Patty's egg custard is one of the hits of the market, and she had to order some more pans. You order pans every year, right? A fresh set of pans every year.
My pans. I've always wanted to, and it's so much cheaper ordering my pans. So I usually run it all over Brookhaven trying to find them. And then here, hand it over here, baby. I'll make sure I put it up.
Oh, I was gonna eat it.
No, you're not. And then here is, you want to hold that one? That's a queen loaf, and I went ahead and I did like half size of it. So anyway, I did apple and blueberry, and I have some that I'm going to cut and give samples. So if y'all do,
I hope nobody buy. I hope they don't sell, or I hope at least one of each doesn't sell.
Yes, it's very tempting. It'll be sad if we do sell them all and won't have none to eat because I didn't make us any. But,
what? Look at all that. You mean out of all of this?
I made pesto bread too.
Oh, y'all.
Oh, that's something new. I haven't told them about that.
We need to do a live. We need to do a live.
Sherry about that too.
We need Sherry. Patty's talking to you. She wants to show you how to do or talk to you about it.
Yeah, I just want to tell her about what I've done. Y'all know Sherry over at 7D Farms. I've learned a lot from her with bread. With just doing different kinds of bread, and I'm still doing everything sourdough, but I'm doing different things with it. And I used to do breadsticks for the market, and I would put butter and then parsley, garlic powder, and Parmesan cheese on top of them, and I'd roll them into the breadsticks and everything. Well, when I was talking with Sherry at the Deep South Gathering, that was the first time we actually got to meet in person. She was telling me about focaccia bread, and she told me how to do it and everything and how she does it and all. And so I had intentions of doing focaccia bread, adding that to it, but doing it in sourdough. I don't think Sherry does sourdough focaccia bread. She does another dough. But anyway, I came across a great deal for pesto at, what's the name of that store?
I don't know. It's the one where you and Therese go, right?
Yeah, when I go for my cheap grocery shopping. And anyway, I bought a case of pesto. And so I am making pesto bread. And
y'all,
instead of doing focaccia, it's pesto. And it just is so good. I made it one time for us to have. Oh, that's don't have as much on that side. But anyway, I made it for us to have, and then I made it also to go to a thing I went to, and
A thing you went to.
and everybody loved it. Everybody loved it. So
I love it. It is fabulous. And I actually had some today for my lunch. Patty also sells hummus.
Oh, yeah, hummus too.
She sells hummus at the farmer's market, Harb's Hummus. It's a recipe of a friend of mine who worked for the Baton Rouge City Police Department, and he's Lebanese. And it was his grandmother's hummus recipe. And so, you know, you can probably find fancier ones, but it's hard to find a more authentic hummus recipe. And so Patty mixed up a big batch, and I had pesto bread and hummus for lunch. And, Patty said that's not really the best combination because you don't get to really appreciate the full flavor of either, of the pesto bread or the hummus, But I enjoyed it. It was good. My mouth is watering thinking about that. So it's one of my favorite breads that she makes now. And, yeah, Christy, we're almost ready for the farmer's market. We still got stuff to do.
Yeah, we got a lot to do.
Quite a bit to do. It's kind of, anyway, once after the show's over, we won't be able to meet you guys at the Pratt Family Homestead after our show.
Yeah, we're going to be packing back. We'll have it going, but we may not be able to watch and comment. We can maybe hear.
Yeah.
So, but
speaking of the Pratt Family Homestead, it is just 2 months, I guess, or a little bit less than 2 months, depending on how you look at it. And we will be at the Pratt Family Homestead's Michigan YouTube Homestead Hootenanny in, I forgot the name of the place, outside of Jackson, Michigan.
Oh, I'm
very excited about that.
I'm not doing good trying to type.
Oh.
Oh, I did it again.
What do you want to do?
I'm trying to hit the apostrophe for can't.
Oh.
Sorry, y'all.
Say cannot. Yeah, so just forgive Patty with her chatting on the...
I don't usually chat in the chat, so...
Oh, Catherine Zumwalt said, wish their farmer's market had bread. Well, hey, Catherine.
Maybe you need to bring the bread.
Maybe you need to bring the bread. It could be, there's an opening for you.
Yeah, there you go.
Hi, Lynn. Lynn Hawkins says, hi, Tommy, Patty, and Tomas from Canada.
Oh, hey.
Canada, that's far.
The Great White North, eh?
Yes.
Camera's up here.
Hello.
Tomas likes to look at himself.
Let's see. I think you had, Miss Nunda said something that you need to say on here. She said, Tomas, tell everybody to hit the thumbs up button.
Everybody hit the thumbs up button.
Yeah, don't forget to subscribe and hit the thumbs up button for us. We really appreciate that.
Wait, it's already over? It's about to be over?
No.
Oh.
Miss Nunda helps us on our chat and everything, and she reminds people to hit the thumbs up. And so she told you to remind everybody to hit the thumbs up too.
Did we do this
'Cause it
on
helps.
our live show
We did
last time?
last week.
But they never got to see
Somerset.
Did they ever get to see the finished product?
Not unless they saw it on Facebook.
Yeah, that's right.
It's in Somerset, Michigan.
That is mock apple cobbler.
I didn't freeze it. I went ahead and made apple cobbler with it.
Apple cobbler, and those pictures shouldn't be sideways like that, and zucchini casserole. Ladies and gentlemen, can I tell you something? It was fine. Oh, and this. That's a bunch of shredded zucchini and the juice that resulted from the shredding. That's not juiced. That's not juice that came from a zucchini running through the juicer, but we planned to do that because, y'all, that was so good with nothing else in it. The picture, it looks a little bit darker in the picture, doesn't it to you, Patty?
Yeah, it does look a little darker
than it did in real life.
Yeah, wait for me to put
It's a little bit lighter or paler green, but it was so refreshing.
It
and
really
what did it
was.
have a hint of?
It had a hint of watermelon.
Yeah.
You know, just a slight hint. and it was not tart. I mean, you know, it just it was a very pleasant taste. I could drink it.
I can't say that it was sweet, but
it was almost sweet.
Almost sweet.
So it didn't have a tartness like you would expect from a vegetable that wasn't that like a carrot could be sweet. But, you know, zucchini's not typically sweet.
But I would enjoy, I think, a big glass of that coming in, you know, after working out in the heat here. You know, coming in.
Oh yeah, that would be really refreshing.
I think it would be really refreshing. And they say green juices are good for you. So
like you could drink that.
Oh, Valerie, that's right. I forgot about that. Valerie Bryce is in Canada as well. Well, we got Canada is in the house tonight.
Yes, indeed.
Appreciate that.
Like you could drink that juice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did y'all not save me some?
Well, that's all there was to it. And you chose to go swimming, pal.
Yeah, you weren't here.
Hey,
when
you got
was
to
it?
swim. We got to drink
Last
zucchini
night.
juice.
Yep, that's right.
We'll make some more for you. Remember the camera's up here.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Let's see.
But Tomas has been here since what, Saturday, and so he's had a big time. And
No, I thought rainbow.
Yep.
Monty shot that.
Rainbow.
When was it?
Time to sow said hello, Tomas.
Hey. When was that rainbow?
You remember?
Was it Sunday, maybe?
I
Friday?
I don't remember.
I don't know. It was maybe the last rain we had, seemed like.
Yep.
But it was so pretty you could see it through the trees. So
Man, we are like running out of stuff to talk about, and I didn't do a marriage tip.
You didn't do a marriage tip?
No, I
There's
forgot
one over
about it.
there.
Yeah, but it's the one I already did. I guess I could do that
Oh.
again.
But so we're excited. Do you remember what we're having at the market? What we're gonna have today, tomorrow at the market? A picnic.
Oh yeah.
Tomorrow we're having a picnic at the market, and it's opening day.
Oh, I should have loaded that flyer.
Oh here's the thing that a bunny does with your nose. Like a bunny does this with your nose. With their nose.
I told him the other day he looked like a rabbit twitching his nose like that.
I was showing
My
everybody.
nose is itching too.
I was showing everybody the photos of I showed them out of order because that's all of that stuff laid out ready to as it was rising yesterday prior to baking. So I should have showed that one first, then that one.
Wait,
And
is it
then-
egg custard?
Yeah, egg custard, and then there it is, all stacked up to fit nicely in the back of the van.
Yep. And who was that said something about they wish their farmers market had bread?
Catherine Zumwalt.
Catherine? Yeah, and Catherine, Nunda just posted the link over here on YouTube about I've got a sourdough ebook that it shows you how, it's called Sourdough Start to Finish. It shows you how to do everything. If you're the least bit interested in doing it, you know, it shows you how to make regular bread and then all the different kinds of breads that I've been
Regular
making.
sourdough bread.
Yeah, and so it really is not, it's not rocket science, I don't think, and we also sell the sourdough starter too, so.
Yeah, and lots of people are scared of it. You
And
know,
a lot of
but-
people are scared of it, yeah.
But
And,
there's really
I mean,
no reason to be scared of it.
a lot of people.
Scared of what?
Scared of me.
Trying to make sourdough bread.
Scared it won't work.
Are you scared?
know? Are you scared?
No.
Can you make sourdough bread?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, right. You missed out on making it. Oh yeah.
This morning I made queen loaf.
That's right.
That's right.
A miniature queen loaf, huh?
And
An extra mini queen loaf.
you
because-
should have been here last night to help us mix up the dough.
Oh.
Tomas
But
made.
where were you last night? Swimming.
Swimming again. Tomas made him a little miniature queen loaf and put it in one of these little pans, and we baked it today.
Did you eat it?
Oh, he ate it. I mean, I turned around, it was gone. He loved it. Tell him what kind you made. Quit doing all that. pretty face.
I made blueberry.
Blueberry. How come you didn't make me one?
Oh, there is something else that you have been doing here at the farm that we have not told them about, that you have been doing constantly, a lot. Not constantly, because you've played a lot too, but just something else you have been doing a lot of. What have you been doing? You don't remember? On your iPad?
Making videos.
Mm-hmm.
He's filled it up. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Because
He's been vlogging, and we'll have to vlog when we're eating our breakfast, and we talk about stuff.
Hours and hours.
And we can vlog while I am making some.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
You should have. Yeah, you should have done it while I was making.
I'm probably
bread
going to have to upload them to a Google Drive or something. And I mean, there's not enough. It would take a month to edit. He's a monster. We created a monster.
7 degrees off cool says, do we have to pay to participate in our farmers market? No, we don't.
And that varies from market to market.
Yeah, it does. We've talked about charging $5 or something like that. Don't do that. But we've not had to do that. We have sponsors. Farm Bureau is one of our sponsors. The Chamber is one of our sponsors. I can't remember who all is the sponsors of the market. But we have a lot of sponsors, and so that really helps out to the point that we don't have to, we don't charge or anything. We actually don't even have, what am I trying to say? Certain places that you have to get.
Right,
we
don't
just
have
kinda
assigned
get,
places.
We try and get into the same place, and in a way I wish we had assigned places, because a new person will come in and they may get in somebody else's spot, not meaning to, but anyway. But let's see, the City of Brookhaven is a sponsor, Lincoln County Farm Bureau, Lincoln County Board of Supervisors, Southern Ag Credit, First South Farm Credit, Lincoln County Extension Service, and Brookhaven Lincoln County Chamber of Commerce. So, we have quite a bit of sponsors for our farmers market, and so it's just really a blessing that to have.
I think. What about Macomb? Does Macomb charge?
Macomb charges $5.
That's the community south of us, and they do charge. And it's funny, every farmer's market is its own animal. There's going to be some statewide regulations that apply to all of them, but then there's from market to market, you'll find different requirements or lack thereof.
Yeah.
Different. Some markets will allow crafts.
And we don't allow any crafts.
We don't here. Now, Patty could sell her soap, right, made with goat milk. So if it's if it's a value-added product from the farm, that's one thing. Some farmers markets allow reselling of produce and fruit and things like that. Well, our market does a hybrid of that. If, for example, like I remember a few years ago, somebody was bringing in peaches from Georgia. They were allowed to do that because we did not have a local farmer who grew those. So did I say that right? That if we don't have a local farmer that's selling it,
yeah, you can buy it and resell it.
Then you can buy it and resell it at our market. But the deference always wants to be given to the local farmers to give them the first shot to grow it. And Mr. Cloyce may be bringing peaches this year. I don't know.
No, his peaches should be done.
Oh, they're done?
Yeah, his peaches are done.
Okay.
Sherry says she wished she was done a couple hours ago. She's got to can vegetables tonight too. So that's what makes it hard. That's why I like to get my vegetables canned before the market season starts, if I can. Go ahead, Tomas.
I'm gonna go ahead and sign out today. I'll see y'all in the next video I'm in. Well, bye.
Bye. So Tomas is signing off. Hey, Brad told me, said they have a starter they got from us in Tennessee, and it's going on day 6.
Oh, good. So is it active? Is it
day 6? Y'all be ready to make bread, huh?
Pretty soon.
Yeah. So Brad, if you don't mind, send us some photos. Post it on our Facebook page or in our Friends of Alderman Farms Facebook group. And by the way, if anybody out there, if you haven't joined our Facebook group, Friends of Alderman Farms, do that. And we'd love for you to post photos of stuff you've made with our sourdough.
Anyway, Terry Trotta said that if Mike Pratt can make sourdough bread, then so can she. So, yes, you're right. I mean, not just because Mike can do it, but it's not that hard. It's really not. And as the market gets going and everything, we're going to be doing some more video series, I think. And just a little bit.
Homestead Dad ought to be doing something pretty
Homestead
soon.
Dad. Yeah, he
because
needs to be getting going.
Mike inspired him, and I think they're aren't they in Michigan?
I don't know.
I think
They're going to be at the Hootenanny, I know that.
But anyway, Homestead Dad loaded up on. He bought sourdough starter. He bought Patty's ebook, Sourdough Start to Finish, at the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference in Tennessee. And he told me, he said, I'm coming after Michael Pratt, so.
Yeah.
But Michael's good.
Yeah, he does good. He's done a lot of research too. And so he's been trying different things. I don't think he's gotten back on the sourdough bug again, but he will. He'll get back on it.
My farmer's tan is shining.
Naples Cajun said that my sourdough ebook is awesome, easy to follow, and full of deliciousness. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Linda.
I appreciate that. And I don't know what, well, I didn't miss it. I don't know. Went out of there. Okay, Town of So says, what sells best at our farmer's market and for our area? As far as like for me and my baking, people love the sourdough bread. I used to make other kinds of bread and everything that sold pretty good, but I think some of it would still sell, but it's just easier for me the way I'm doing it with the sourdough. As far as vegetables and stuff like that, tomatoes. Sweet corn, and potatoes. They started bringing potatoes in the market a lot, and people have gotten used to getting new potatoes, fresh potatoes, and the taste, and so our guys will sell out of potatoes. They really do good with potatoes.
And I'm talking about
yellow
a truckload of
squash.
potatoes.
Yeah, they sell out of potatoes. The yellow squash, they really, everybody really wants yellow squash.
Patty can sell every Japanese long cucumber that she brings.
Yeah, and markets are funny. You have some markets where people love to see new things and different things. You just got to feel your market out. My market is not so much that way, but my Japanese long cucumbers, I'm getting the frame, they get as long as my arm easily, and they have small seeds and everything. Well,
they don't get fat. They don't get super
yeah, they don't
fat.
get real fat, except when they're too old and when you're letting them go to seed. But the guys didn't have any cucumbers, and I had cucumbers, and so I think I sliced one where people could see, and so a few people bought cucumbers. Well, I have cucumber customers now.
Right.
They came back to me even when the guys' cucumbers started coming in, because they loved my cucumber, because it's a great tasting cucumber.
Yeah.
Plus it's small seeds and it's long.
I had never heard of them before Patty grew them, and nobody else had either.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody here. And so nobody rushed over to the table the first time she brought them. Oh, are these Japanese longs?
Yeah.
And it took some getting used to, but like Patty said, she's got people that come every week looking for her Japanese long cucumbers. And she sold her lettuces good when we've had,
and I'm usually the only one at the market with lettuce. People, they don't grow that. So, different stuff like that. And I kind of built up a customer base. So, you just have to feel your market out and kind of see. 7 Degrees Off Cool said that they have to get a business certificate at their farmer's market. We don't have to do that. We just don't. Yeah, Sherry says tomatoes and baked goods in North Mississippi. So.
And we did good selling eggs.
Yeah, we did.
Once we raised our prices, which was so funny. It's so bizarre. But now we don't really have enough eggs. I started to say herd. Our flock is smaller, and but we do supply eggs every week to a local restaurant, and not a huge amount, but they're like our primary customer, and so between them and the eggs that we need, we really don't have enough to bring to the market. But we've got 2 hens sitting in a nest. 2 hens have gone broody, and we just made the decision to let them sit. So we're going to see, because we didn't incubate.
You got to mark the eggs.
I got to mark the eggs.
Got to mark the eggs.
We didn't incubate any this year.
Yeah, and this is the first year in quite a few years, or maybe we didn't incubate last year.
No, we did.
Did we?
I think we did.
Yeah, that's the roosters we have over there.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. Dolly Perry says she came in late. Did we get hit hard by the rain? No, we're quite a few miles from the coast. and we're more to the west, and so I don't know that we even got
didn't
rain from the tropical storm.
We got
so we
nothing.
were very thankful.
I don't even remember noticing. You know what? It was breezy. I just realized it was a little breezy.
But it was breezy before the weekend. It wasn't breezy when it made landfall.
Oh, okay, you're
Monday,
right.
Tuesday, you
yeah,
know.
that's right.
But I mean, the breeziness may have been something, an outer band or something.
An outer band of it, but.
And Valerie said that yes, Homestead Dad is in Michigan. And Time to Sow said okra sells really good at their farmers market. She's selling crimson spineless okra this year. And yes, okra, once okra starts coming in, it's like, it kind of goes in phases. You know, when the market opens, usually you have tomatoes and squash and stuff like that. And then the okra will get ready, and start coming in. And so, but all the vegetables sell pretty good, except like when you introduce something new. I brought patty pan squash last year, and it just so happened it was at a lull spot where nobody had squash, and a few people tried it. Well, then I had repeat customers come back. I told them how to cook it and everything.
We didn't plant any this year.
Didn't plant any patty pan squash this year. And I probably will regret that. I'll probably have people come. And I meant to. I never did.
Had so
I
much.
never even planted my herbs this year in the greenhouse. I never got back to it. I got my initial planting done in the greenhouse, and then life got busy. There's a couple of more things.
Facebook, I'm coming to you in just a minute.
Grandma Rose said, are Japanese long cucumbers like Armenian cucumbers? I don't know. Because I don't know what Armenian, if I'm saying that right.
I think they're more like Calvinist cucumbers.
Oh,
I don't know.
Kim said up in Kentucky they got rain from the storm today. I saw that it's still going.
Wow.
You need to answer some things.
Yeah, Jeff Callahan says, hey guys, thanks again for the great job at the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference. Was blessed to have met you guys.
Oh, thank you.
And then he said, bought your books and the starter kit. So
Great.
that's thanks,
Great.
man. Appreciate that.
Let us know how it goes.
Thanks. And Cindy's in, oh my goodness, she's in Ellicott City, Maryland, and got too much rain. I have seen, I don't know, Cindy, is that where you are, where the cars just washing through the streets? I know somewhere up in Maryland was just gut-wrenching to see that.
Well, I'm going to tell you too. In Virginia, they've had some stuff. There's some loss of life in Virginia
I saw that today too,
so
man.
Need to
And
be
then
keeping
Cindy
those people in
also
our
asked,
prayers.
how do you cook patty pan? I started to say patty pan sausage, patty pan squash.
I'll give you a quick rundown on how I do it because we're almost out of time.
Yeah, it's time to go.
But I boil it whole, and when it's fork tender, you take it out. You cut the top off. There you can see the seeds in there. You scoop them out, throw them away, or put them in your compost, or for your animals. Then you scoop out the meat, put it in a bowl, and you will have already fried some bacon and sauteed some onion in the bacon grease. You'll add that in there, add breadcrumbs. You can put it in a casserole and cook it like that. Of course, salt and seasons like that. Or you can actually put it back in your shell that you scooped your meat out of. Mine usually fall apart, but so I usually put it in a... Ooh, I'm gonna have to go ahead. I'm
telling you, my mouth is watering.
I wonder if I could still seed some now and they would come up. Probably so. Anyway.
Guys, y'all go ahead and jump over to I think I just got the notification that the Pratts are on, and so we don't want to hold you up. Cindy, we're going to be praying for you guys. That she said yes, that is where that horrible flooding was.
I'm so sorry.
And it was. I didn't even realize it was happening. Next thing I know, I see these videos of this. I mean, these streets in a city that looked like a fast river. It was something. So very quickly, let us just remind you that whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do all to the glory of God. That's in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 31. We're sorry to be running over, so jump over to the Pratt Family Homestead, tell them hi, and tell them we're busy getting ready for the farmer's market. Thanks, guys.
Good night, y'all.